Hi traders, hope you are well on this Friday afternoon. This is the full market analysis for the 7th of June, final trading day for the week. We've had the non-farm payroll and there's been very little impact actually in terms of the US dollar. For some strange reason, gold went down from early morning, which is very unusual during non-farm payroll day. Usually goes sideways pretty much, and continues down 23.15 currently. We'll cover that in a minute. But as we can see, we had a spike in the dollar, and I did mention this the other day. There is a possibility for the price to move up from this support area here, convergence with divergence, a nice combination, quite strong. 106.65 is going to be our target for next week. And I will be doing the weekly Forex forecast, of course, once all the markets have closed, so we can do some more analysis with more targets and more stops and more trends. Now, we're not seeing many parabolic trends. This is the thing that we have at the moment. So price action charts are your way to go to benefit and get those trades going. Once we get parabolic and all the charts agree, then we're off to the races again. That's where we make a lot of money. So the DXY, as you can see, is mixed in terms of the 4 hour, and in terms of the daily chart, it's bouncing off this area here. So we need to see this price move above 104.89 and stay above it for next week to have a stronger dollar. In terms of the yen futures, there is not a parabolic trend because it's not achieving lower lows and lower highs. However, we can see a lot of weakness in this price, and it's really not sure where to go now. And therefore, the yens will be off the table for a little while, but don't be surprised if they come back on fairly quickly into next week. We've got divergence here on the daily chart, so we do expect maybe a bit of a rally coming up into next week, which will cause all the yens to roll over and break down. We're not seeing that yet. In terms of the Swiss franc futures, again, very mixed. Got a double top, failed to go any higher, and could see a breakdown temporarily. I think this is temporary, and I do expect the price of the Swiss franc to go much higher into next week. So again, I'll do a full analysis on Sunday on the weekly Forex forecast, where I will confirm all my favorite trades for next week. I suspect once this correction has taken place, we're going to see some great opportunities on the Swiss franc. We're not seeing them yet. In terms of trends, the green flags are the parabolic trends. So we do have the Nasdaq moving up, initiating a wave 5 potentially with divergence. So it's not the safest place to enter. The safest place to enter is down here, and then move your stop to here, then you get break even. So I'm sticking with my target 1939, but that may change once markets close. Same with the S&P 500, same pattern exactly. We've got a wave 5 potential setting up with divergence, powerful combination there. So we could see prices move on. Let's see where this goes once markets close tonight, and have a look at the weekend. Bitcoin, I hope you're in it because it's going high, and don't be surprised how fast and how quickly this goes. It will probably have a day where it just jumps and you wish you'd got in, so just be aware of that. If you're trading Bitcoin, then trade Bitcoin wallet if you can, and if your broker is happy for you to trade Bitcoin and you're happy with the margins are very wide indeed with most brokers, watch out for that. 77,246 and 90,000, and then on to 110,000 and beyond. Be aware of that. Swiss yen is still parabolic, hesitating into a potential wave 5 with divergence. So again, we may see this come off, but nonetheless, we can move our stop now to this area here. So for you guys who are position traders, i.e. you just want to work 10 minutes a day and gain 10%, let's say, on each position, then happy days. That is continuing up to 175.84, stop 173.47. Euro New Zealand, I've been mentioning this for a while. This is parabolic in all has been parabolic for a while, all sellers in, but now hitting this support area. I mentioned this in the last few days, and so we could see a change here, but I'm not particularly interested in trading this at this bottom level, certainly not selling it anyway. Let's go to the price action charts. There's some interesting things going on. Before I do that, just to mention gold. Congratulations if you traded short from this morning. Surprised me as well. And a little tip here, if you see that the price is breaking down on your gold software, then just look for a pull back up and then look for confirmation. So there's a couple of things you can look for, and personally I prefer the 5-minute chart once I've got confirmation. And now we've got the outside bar here, as you can see, outside the channel. In other words, the price has gone down too far too fast, and what that means is there's likely to be a correction. However, this is looking very weak, so don't be surprised if it does go down from here. A couple of points here where you can get in. Let me do a bit of coaching on the gold software. Once you get the breakdown, it all goes red. And what you're looking for in particular is this scenario here. Once the stochastic is overbought in a downtrend, that is ideal. The other thing to look for, I can show you here, is when the CCI, and you can see that with the RSI as well, is moving up, yet the trend is down, and that's called hidden divergence. So look out for that. It's an opportunity. Now in hidden divergence, and it happens across all markets of course, is that at the same time as you get hidden divergence, again it takes practice to see it. Once you've got that going on and that going on, then that indicates the price is going to get there. The other thing to point out, what you're looking for in particular with the gold software, is this to be overbought. So this CCI comes into the 100 with confirmation of the continuation of the downtrend, and it's overbought as well, then that is highly likely to roll off and move down. I don't know how many pips that is. That's probably, I don't know, let's have a look. So I'm not particularly interested in markets. That's 279 pips there. So, you know, it's a good income to, and it's well worth the wait on this. So if you see hidden divergence and the stochastics become overbought in a downtrend and the CCI in a downtrend, that's a very strong indication that it's going to continue. Wait for hidden divergence if you wish, but you can simply wait for both of these, stochastic and the CCI, to reach overbought conditions. That gives you a much better leverage in terms of risk to reward. Onto the price action charts. I've got everything loaded, but I'm going to take some of them off. So the US Swiss was parabolic to the downside. There was trading opportunities during this move here in the week. Hopefully you've got some of those pull-ups and pull-downs below the central pivot. And if you can see, the central pivot is like a stepping stone, so it just confirms to you that you're looking for sells only. And you can see that when we get the breaks, that's exactly what you're looking for. And all you're looking for is the price to come back into the zone, into the liquidity zone here, into the liquidity zone here, into the liquidity zone here, and so on. Of course, eventually it's going to run out of steam. That's how it works, and it's going to run out of trends. Now, the other thing you can do, of course, is you could simply sell it on the break and then just move your stop, move your stop, move your stop, move your stop. So that's one way to lock in some nice profits. Now, in terms of the US Swiss, we are seeing a possible rally in terms of the DXY. If it confirms it for the weekend, then this would be one of my one of my favorite trades, I guess. And I'll be looking for the price to come back down into this area and into liquidity and then start to move up. So that could be a very nice move indeed. Other ones, I'm looking at New Zealand yen. Let's cover this one now. Let's go over here. And as we can see, I posted this the other day into the Forex signal route. Hopefully you got that. I do expect this price to break down, and we're seeing that in terms of the 30-minute chart right now. So we do expect a pullback. Again, another excellent trade. If this comes back up into liquidity, then we'll be going short again. Swiss yen is different. This is the opposite, so that just shows you how mixed the yen futures are. But we've got a stepping stone effect coming in on the 4-hour chart. You need to keep it simple. You don't need all the indicators all at once. Just put them on, have a look at the analysis, then switch some of them off, just to get your confidence. And price is moving up into a wave 5, if you remember, on the daily chart. So just be aware of that. We could see the yen start to move down if we see a rally in terms of the yen futures contracts. Euro Swiss, I've got this marked here, and I do expect this to fall further. It's gone completely sideways. Again, once you make a decision, one of the questions was, do you close it? No, I tend not to. I will be holding on to this, and in particular, there is divergence in the market here, but it is in quite a strong downtrend, and if we see the Swiss franc futures start to rally, then this will drive this lower. And we're only risking 17 pips, so it's really neither here nor there. But if it actually moves down, then of course you've got a massive 92 pips. And the interesting thing about this I like is the fact that the price has not held above the central pivot on the left here, so it is still achieving lower lows. Similar situation for the Aussie Swiss as well. We're not in this, but what will happen into next week, probably we're going to see the price come into this area again before it rolls over like that. That's the wrong color. Don't like that color. Something like that. New Zealand yen does the same thing as well. New Zealand Swiss into almost hitting profit, probably hit profit by the end of the day, but we do expect this price to come back into liquidity and then move down. The way I look at this is liquidity zone. It's an area of interest. When it's inside it, it means nothing really. Once it breaks out to the upside or the downside, then we get some big moves. New Zealand Canadian, again, very interesting chart. Now it's broken down, we can make some great decisions, can't we, into next week. So these were probably going to end up my favorite trades for next week, just to give you a heads up from the weekly Forex forecast for everybody else. Euro Canadian, you can see the break. Now this is interesting because this is not broken, so we do expect this to remain mixed. So until it breaks, I'm not particularly interested. Euro Aussie, I mentioned this the other day. Looks like we could see a break up to 618 extension, and hesitating. It really doesn't really want to do anything. Aussie, New Zealand is on the list, but not ready yet. So lots going on. This is a perfect example of how the price action charts work, and you can use these to define your positions and look for any kind of divergence, any kind of pullback, any kind of swing high, and then you can get into the trade with a 2-to-1 risk reward. So here's a really good example. Here, and there's good trading opportunities throughout. Or simply hold it, and use this as your trailing stop. Have a great day. Look forward to the weekly Forex forecast at the weekend.